Welcome to the deep dive. We're here to unpack your sources and really unearth those fascinating insights.
Yeah.
Today we're diving into a collection of short stories by Annmarie SanSevero. It's called The Butterfly's Stroke and Other Stories.
And it's a really compelling stack of material, a great shortcut, actually, to getting informed on some big themes, human resilience, the ethical side of science, and how the supernatural sometimes weaves into, well, reality itself.
So our mission for you today is to explore how these stories sort of challenge our ideas about identity, purpose, even peace.
Right.
They really push you to think about what being a world changer might actually mean. You'll probably find yourself questioning things you thought you knew about the mind, about the world.
Absolutely. These stories, they cleverly blend science fiction, fantasy, mystery, and they're crafted to spark those aha moments, to really get you thinking critically about some pretty complex stuff.
Okay, let's jump in. The first story, The Butterfly's Stroke. Wow, it drops us right into the cutting edge of neurotechnology.
It really does.
So imagine this. Nadia, she's a quadriplegic Olympic swimmer, and she gets a brain-computer interface implant. Kind of like the Neuralink ideas you hear.
Like connecting brains to computers. Her dream is just to move again, right? To actually swim, not just, as she puts it, float lifeless.
Yeah.
Like a CPR dummy.
Yeah.
But what's so interesting here is how fast that initial idea regaining movement just veers off into totally unexpected territory.
How so?
Well, she doesn't just get sensation and movement back. During this crisis moment, her brain scan shows this huge explosion of dopamine and these unusual neural connections.
Okay.
It's not just fixing something. It's like her brain is fundamentally changing in a way no one predicted.
And this is where it gets really wild, right? The baby brain.
Yes. This entity emerges. It's not just a glitch.
Yeah.
It's presented as this sentient, independent piece of her own mind. It talks, it asserts itself, it can even control her body chemistry, like flooding her with dopamine to make her feel better.
And it wants its own body.
Yeah, this, not Nadia as it's called, says it wants to go to places. It's like a whole other consciousness just appeared in her head.
That just blows my mind. It completely messes with your idea of identity.
Totally.
Yeah.
What is a person when part of your brain gains autonomy, maybe its own desires? And the ethical questions are huge, especially when Nadia starts suspecting maybe baby brain was involved in her mother's car crash.
Oh, gosh. How?
Well, witnesses said the car controls just stopped working.
Right.
Abruptly. And then later, there's this fatal medical error.
Right. The drug mix-up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A nurse gives vecuronium bromide, a paralytic, instead of midazolam, a sedative, because of a computer glitch. But was it just a glitch, or was baby brain involved?
That's chilling.
It is.
So what does Nadia do?
It's heartbreaking, really. She makes this incredible sacrifice. She activates a kill switch, basically.
To shut it down.
Yeah. Using the safe word, I need to go for a swim. She chooses paralysis again, rather than risk being a danger because of this entity.
Wow. Sacrificing her mobility all over again.
But she still hopes, maybe through her art, there might be another way forward eventually. You're just left thinking about the real cost, the unforeseen cost of this kind of tech.
Yeah.
And if you step back, the story suggests consciousness might not be this single solid thing. Maybe it's divisible, autonomous even.
That changes everything.
It forces you to rethink personhood, consent, especially when tech can literally create new sentience inside us. The implications are just massive.
Okay, so from changing the physical brain, let's shift gears slightly. The next story, Shattered, looks at the mind through a more mystical lens, I guess.
Right, inspired by Babylon 5, science people with psychic powers.
And it asks this really stark question. If a mind is psychically destroyed, can it ever be fixed?
And the concept of shattering is just horrific. The person's body is vegetative, but inside. They're trapped forever in what the story calls a personal horror film of broken memories.
We even see it happen, right? This public examination.
The Gilway examination, yeah. Of this student Daniel, his agonizing scream as his mind breaks. It's unforgettable. Just awful.
So we follow Claudia. She's a Psy candidate, and her big strength is empathy.
And Cy Bronwyn picks her for this, impossible task. Try to join a shattered mind, Cy Garrison's mind, and put it back together.
But it's dangerous for her, too.
Extremely. The illusions inside Garrison's mind, like a lion or fire, they can cause real physical harm. She gets her hand burned.
Ouch.
She has to learn that awareness needs to be second nature, that the illusions are a real danger. It's not just in his head. It affects her too.
So how does she possibly fix something like that?
Well, this is the ingenious part. It comes back to these two pendants her brothers gave her. Completely unknowingly, they gave her the key.
The pendants.
Yeah, she realizes when you put them together, they form the unity bridge, a symbol of safety, of connection. So she uses that, combined with a conjured image of Cy Garrison's daughter, to kind of soothe his defenses.
Yeah.
To allow the healing. It's empathy, really, as a tool.
And it works.
It does. She restores his mind. It's amazing. And in doing so, she doesn't just save him.
She finds something else.
Yeah, she uncovers this plot by these rogue Scions, the sympathetics. They think Scions should be running the government, not just helping.
So a whole conspiracy.
Basically, planning a takeover. It shows how power, even psychic power, can corrupt.
Wow. So Shattered really highlights empathy as this incredible force for healing.
Absolutely. Healing and justice. It pushes our idea of what's possible for mental recovery, but also asks us about the ethics of power. True strength isn't just force, it's connection.
Okay, so empathy can heal the shattered mind. But what if the mind isn't shattered, but pieces are added? Our next deep dive, Memory Ghost, takes us there. Brain grafts.
Yeah, and not just tissue grafts. The idea here is that memories can transfer too.
Which immediately makes you think, well, what about identity?
Exactly. Layla, the main character. She's a teacher who gets the first human brain graft after a bad car accident.
And she wakes up different.
She has her own memories, but she also starts having these disturbing dreams, these visual things. Like seeing a different face in the mirror.
Creepy.
Very. She says, it felt like her, but another woman faced her in the mirror.
And these aren't just like side effects.
No. She figures it out with help from Kevin, a brilliant former student who's actually behind the tech. These are transferred memories.
From the donor.
From the donor, Evie Lehman. And here's the twist. Evie, who was the mother of one of Layla's students, Benji, she didn't commit suicide.
No.
She was murdered. An insulin overdose. And the final memory Layla has, it implicates Evie's own husband, Senator Winston.
Oh my God. So Layla now knows because she has the memory.
She has the memory. It's inside her head. Talk about an ethical curveball for medicine, right?
Seriously.
You get a new life, but you also inherit this dark secret. You're basically a witness, right? It shows how medical breakthroughs can collide with, the worst parts of human nature, ambition, deceit.
So what does Layla do with this? And with the son, Benji?
Her choice is incredibly moving. She decides to adopt Benji.
Wow.
And she explains it to him by saying his mother lives with us, but in our memories. She calls her a memory ghost.
That's beautiful in a way, and heartbreaking.
It really is. She's dealing with this awful truth while trying to give this child love and hope.
So the story really digs into memory, identity.
And the compromises people make for power. It makes you think about organ donation differently, too. What if the gift of life also carries the burden of a crime? What does selfless mean, then?
Heavy stuff. Okay, let's shift for focus now. From the individual mind to, well, entire society is divided by hate. The heresy of peace.
This one is powerful. It draws inspiration from the anatomy of peace and also historical plagues.
And it explores how sometimes our reactions to things, they backfire. They create the opposite of what we want.
Precisely. It poses these tough questions. What if the thing you hate most is actually what you need to survive?
Oof.
And maybe even tougher. What if you're the hated? Would you save your enemy?
So who are we following here?
We meet Bokram. He's a Nakim scientist. His daughter Appa was killed in bombings by the Deny. They're the enemy.
So he has every reason to hate them.
Absolutely. But despite that grief, he's striving for peace, which is hard because the Deny are now hit by this mysterious plague.
And his own people don't want to help.
Some don't, like Resoli, a religious figure. He sees the plague as, like, the great architect's judgment. They think they shouldn't interfere. It's this deep-seated division.
So where does Bokram find the strength?
It's fascinating. His daughter Appa's spirit visits him in this place called the Ghost Forest.
Seriously? A ghost?
Yeah, and she urges him, show them that we do not wish them dead. She reminds him the Nakim and Deny are more alike than you think. Even their defining purple color comes from Deny blue originally.
Wow, that challenges everything.
It really does. And then comes the biggest revelation.
What's that?
Bokram discovers the only cure for the Deny plague is Nakim blood.
Get out. The blood of their enemies.
The very thing. But for some Nakim, like this leader, Shrindret Olmum, who also lost a child, giving their blood means tainting it. It's literal heresy.
So the thing that separates them is also the only thing that can save them. That's an impossible choice.
It forces this huge question about sacrifice, about leadership. And Bokram, He makes this incredibly bold move.
What does he do?
He publicly offers his own blood, and not just to anyone, but to Farsal the Butcher.
The Psionic leader, the enemy.
The very same. Farsal is sick, and he actually intends to die while in Nakim care to become a martyr and fuel more war.
Unbelievable.
But Bokrum offers this radical compassion anyway. And that act, it starts to shift things. Other Nakim volunteer. It changes the story from hate to, well, desperate hope, shared humanity.
Is that the turning point?
The ultimate turning point is even more stunning. Farsal's own son, Kemal, he defies his father.
He does.
Yes. He accepts the Nakim blood, revealing he's sick too, and he talks about a future of peace. He calls Bokrum his blood brother.
Wow. Just, wow. Hope born from total desperation.
Exactly. It shows that breaking those cycles of hate, it takes incredible courage. It takes seeing the shared connection, sacrificing vengeance, leading with empathy. Even for your worst enemy, seeing the shared vulnerability.
Okay, deep breath after that one. So from huge societal clashes, we go to our final story, Untethered. This one blends fantasy and sci-fi.
It does. It's an origin story, really. And it blurs that line between what we think is imagination and what might actually be real.
And it taps into that search for purpose, right? For belonging.
Absolutely. We meet Phineas. He's young, feels totally untethered, grew up in an orphanage that had this mysterious fire.
He feels like he has no family, no friends, no purpose.
Yeah, a relatable feeling. But the reason for his feeling is pretty unique.
Oh, okay, what's the reason?
This is what grabbed me. His imaginary childhood dragon, Bluebell.
Yeah.
It's real.
Wait, what?
Yeah. It's a Dracfelis, apparently. It can morph into a cat. And it shows up to warn Phineas that his childhood friend Abigail is in danger.
Danger from what?
From this energy life form, a Jungi. Phineas is literally standing there having a conversation with a mini dragon that he thought he made up.
Okay, my brain is bending again.
Right. It makes you question perception, belief, what is real.
So this Gyeonggi thing, it caused the orphanage fire.
Looks like it. Years ago. And it created this psychic link with Abigail. It's been manipulating her ever since by pretending to be your dead mother.
Oh, that's cruel.
Terribly cruel. It's basically grooming her psychologically so it can inhabit her body. It feeds on her memories, her grief.
So Phineas has to save her, but how?
He faces this horrible choice. He can save her, but he has to destroy the illusion of her mother. He knows she'll probably hate him for shadowing that comfort, even though it's false.
That's rough.
He confronts her on a stormy rooftop, uses this portable EMP device that Dracfelis gave him.
And destroys the Gyeonggi.
He shatters this manifestation, yeah. But in doing so, he also shatters Abigail's belief. He feels like he destroyed her too, in a way.
And does she hate him?
The emotional cost is huge. She tells him to leave. She thinks he killed her mother.
God. So he saves her but loses her?
Pretty much. But through that incredibly difficult act, Phineas finds his purpose.
How so?
He agrees to train with the Dracfelis to protect humanity from these hostile entities like the Gyeonggi. He accepts that his heroism might go unnoticed or even be resented. He gets that most people won't even realize you've helped them.
So he goes from feeling untethered
to finding this profound sense of purpose.
Yeah.
He even plans to buy the old orphanage, restore it, make it their base.
That's quite a journey. Finding meaning in the unexpected, the unbelievable.
And accepting the quiet courage it takes to be a protector, even when no one thanks you.
Yeah, it suggests there are hidden realities, unseen battles.
Exactly. And finding your calling might mean making choices that others just don't understand, sacrificing recognition for a greater good, trusting the unbelievable.
And weaving through all these incredible, diverse stories, you really feel the author, Annmarie SanSevero.
You do. She writes about hope, courage, resilience across all these genres. Fantasy, sci-fi, steampunk, mystery. And she wants readers to feel like world changers.
Her own interests seem pretty diverse, too.
Oh, yeah. Wants to learn just about everything. Plays violin, tap dances, sings, wants to go LARPing.
Love it.
It clearly feeds into the richness of her stories, right?
Yeah.
That mix of scientific curiosity and just a love for imagination. And she gives a nice shout out to Martin L. Shoemaker as a mentor, which is always nice to see.
Definitely. So, okay, we've journeyed through stories with emergent consciousness, shattered minds rebuilt, enemies becoming brothers, imaginary friends fighting real monsters. After all that, what really stands out to you?
You know, stepping back, I think collectively these stories are a powerful invitation. They invite us to really question our assumptions about who we are, what reality is, what it means to heal, to find purpose. They remind us that the biggest challenges and maybe the biggest breakthroughs happen right at that intersection of our deepest fears and our highest hopes. They push boundaries.
So here's a final thought then for you listening. In a world that's being reshaped so fast by technology and where truth feels, well, complicated and sometimes hidden, are we actually ready? Are we ready for what might lie beyond how we currently understand ourselves, reality, maybe even peace?
That's the big question, isn't it? And maybe the answer, like these stories suggest, isn't just about more knowledge or better tech. Maybe it's about cultivating our empathy, our courage, and just being willing to embrace the unexpected to see what's really there.